Good morning. Good morning. Another Friday. Nice little week we had here. Hmm. Okay. Week. Oh, it was all right. I like the ranges that I saw this week and the stuff that actually had a catalyst, but for the most part, the other 13 stocks we saw ripping up had no reasoning behind them. It was just like, whatever happens, YOLO. Over here on Poly, we saw Poly ripping up yesterday. I think Poly is going to be a great short on today for somebody. Um, I, I just don't see a reason for Poly to hold up into Friday. I think it's going to be a sell off. So where will we be? Where would shorts be looking to short this thing? So it's got a high of the 380s for a little bit of resistance. And Poly is one of the few low floats that was moving this week. So horrible stock. Anyway, Poly has a high there of 377. Well, that's on the 15 minute. Let me look at the daily chart first. So over here on the daily chart, we can see if we zoom back a little bit, we can see Poly has a history of giving back gains, right? There's one, there's another one, just giving back gains on these little small pops. Here's some more. Went up, down, up, down, up, down. So I'm thinking this is going to be a nice little short today. And that's the daily chart. So let's jump over here to the 4 hour. 4 hour, we saw a high during aftermarket of almost $4 for a little bit of resistance. Then we have the body of this candle, which was around 350. Okay, so this could be I say buying range. It could be a shorting range for selling from the 350s up to the $4. It's 50 cents for people to enter in. Pretty good range, and that's a pretty good risk reward where you go ahead and buy in this area, and people may have already bought this area because what's it got, 4 million shares. And the best entry today for a short would have been the 375s for now. And we'll see if it can revisit that level here at the open and then get going downwards. I only took one trade, or I took two trades this week. Both of them I gave back half profit. That's the only thing about it. I'm letting it go, taking half, and then if it comes back down, I'm just peeling off as it returns, or if it gets any pumps back up, just peeling off. But giving back half my profit, I mean, even taking 2,000 shares, I'll sell 1,000, keep 1,000. If things don't go the way I like it, I'll just take the profit. But yeah, I definitely saw quite a bit more money on the boards than I uh, took than I took. And I was very impatient with SCYX, even though I had the best entry. So on the 15 minute, my entry was right here. Bam. 257 was my actual entry. 257 was my extra entry. I saw this thing come down here during the early market, and I was like, okay, let me look back on the chart and see if there's any range that this can hold above. So when I went back, or this is the 15 minute, I went back on the 4 hour chart and I saw this little level here, which is the 225s. 225s is where I wanted to buy the first time, but it continued to hold out of this 225. And so I said, okay, well, let's just see if it can hold this 220. And it did on this hour chart, just kept holding that up. I was like, okay, well, if we can get back over 250s, I'll be looking for entry. And so I got a market fill down there at 257, right on the bottom. Now the problem was my impatience. So it got going up here to the 264s, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to hold this. It looks good, but I don't know what it's gonna do from here. So I took half there. I was holding 1,000 shares. And then it came back down, held here at the 257 again. Now at this point, I had already placed my stop at break, or not break even, right under these candles here, 255 ish, risking 2 cents on those 1,000. And then it came back down, did not stop me out, and got going back up. It went back up to 266, and I was still holding. And then at the first like 5 minutes of this candle, it was acting really weird at the highs here, 267. I was like, okay, it needs to go ahead and break. And so I sold a little bit more. I had like 800 shares left, and it slammed all the way back down here to the 255s. And I was like, ooh, that was nasty. And then right after the slam down, it popped back up here to 263, and I was like, that's, I don't know about that. So I took a little bit more there. I had like 500 shares left. And then it went ahead and exploded up here to the 275-ish level, which I took another half. And so I was holding like 250 on this candle where it went into indecision, and I didn't know if it was going to go up or down. And it was acting kind of weird on this candle here, just a war zone between the 267s and 275s. And so I was just selling into that last 250 shares, and I was all out before this nice little rip here. But it was just very choppy for me, very choppy little ride. And I just like, whatever, I just take the profit and go on about my business. Because what I'm looking at for future plays, I'm taking well, good risk to reward entries. And I'm like, okay, well, when I'm sized up into this, the profits will be bigger on this move, because all I'm looking for is like 10 cents. That's what I was looking for from the beginning. From the 257, 267 was the profit target, right? 10 cents. And so it got up to 264, showed me weakness. I took the profit, took half the profit there, right under the 10 cent range, and then it came back down. And so when it broke the 67, that was what I was looking for anyway. It was 10 cents. But yeah, I I was impatient. Well, I say I was impatient, but I was following the plan, the 10 cent plan. That's all I was really looking for, you know. But holding the whole 2000 through all that choppiness was kind of hard, because it was like, okay, you're up 140, then you're down to 100, then you're down to 70, then you're up. I was like, okay, okay, you're doing a lot. I'm good. Lori, good morning. So let me go over here to the scans, which I have not paid attention to. So we know Poly is up, and I was looking for areas to short Poly. Poly is probably gonna be going down today. Lori, did you see SI? SI went on down through the ground. I think it's down to 155 now. So I saw those lower highs on SI, and I was like, why is this thing continuing to refuse to break out? Like, it was at the 219, then it had this small breakout and fell back into the candle range of this previous day. And then we had another little pump up to 231, and then falls back kind of close, but not all the way into the body of this candle. And then all of a sudden, we get another one and lower highs coming. And I was like, I don't know about that one, man. I don't know. It's struggling so much around $2. Like, when I bought it at two the first time, it was because it was his first break back above $2. So I was like, okay, this is probably gonna have some sellers kind of wary here, just in case this thing does hold $2 to go higher. But after I took that position off, took the profit, I just noticed a huge struggle around that $2, and I was like, I don't like it. Yeah, Lori, I do not trust SI either. But yeah, some of the other things that are still on the watch list, we have CDIO continuing to hold the 378s. As long as it's over $2, I guess it could still be an interesting one. Has a gap. What? It can come and test this gap at the $3 at some point in the future. CDIO. But yeah, I would definitely be keeping that one on. It had the news for the detection of coronary heart disease, the prereqs for it. UNC was that phosphate peel. It's still holding under $2, so I'm not interested until it breaks over two. PLTR still sitting on that 200, continues to return to that 200 SMA. AMAM was the breast cancer deal, which has a looks like a double bottom on the daily chart right here around the 853s, and it looks like it's coming back to test that level again. So I don't know about that one. I don't know if it's ready for a leg down or what. That one looks kind of weird. Mara, still looking the same. Crypto stock. Riot coming back down as well. CLSK, BKKT. GBIO. I forgot what the news was. Moderna investment. They had got the Moderna investment, but they just have not really performed like I thought they would. They were a higher float stock as well. Some of the banking stocks I've been watching, they're still flat, pretty much in a flat area here. FRC, they came out with news today. They're actually under investigation because the executives were have been selling a massive amount of shares, and they're under investigation because of that. Bank of America is another one. Now I had orders out on Bank of America, Schwab, and Square, but I'm reassessing the entries that I wanted, and I want to see this thing start with another leg down. I would love to see this thing get out of this consolidation range and start to choose to go further down. This Bank of America has a bottom here. We put a support around the 26. I would like to see it back towards that level before I put any orders in, and I might actually take a starter position there. But I want to see if it's going to go ahead and break this level and try to go downwards. Same thing with Schwab. We saw Schwab pop back up off of this indecision level multiple times, which was the 51.98. And I want to see that break. I want to see it test this war zone down here, this long wick, which got down to 45.10, 40, 50, 51, 58, down to the 45, 42s. I want to see how it tests in this level. Can it hold, or is it going to go for another leg down? Before I look for that. All of these are dividend stocks as well, so that's why I'm looking for low entries. If the price rises, great. I got a good entry, but also I want to get paid out with this dividend. Square was the next one that I was looking at. Had a nice gap down to 59-ish. Came back up here to the SMA for a gap fill, and I'm looking for it to maybe consolidate here and come on back down or do something like that. PayPal was the other or the last banking stock that I was really interested in. Now, if we look at PayPal overall, this was a huge rip up in what 2020. 2020 had a huge rip up to $300 and came back down here to 74 something dollars, back to where it started, right? And I was like, okay, well, I want to see if this thing is going to have another leg down and maybe find some support around the 60s, 55-ish level or something, because this rip was huge. It was insane, and I understand that was during the COVID times and people were going less cash based and they were going more digital, and PayPal was a great way to do it, whether you were in the US or you're international. But yeah, The next thing I was looking at oil stocks, looking at Oxy. Oxy that dipped into the tens. It dipped down into the tens, and now it's up here to the 62s. I've been watching oil as well. Oil is hard. It's really a seasonal thing for me. That's how I'm looking at oil. What season are we in? Are What seasons use more oil based products? What season is using more, like cold seasons, heating seasons, times when we need a lot of whether it's natural gas or it's just straight up, petroleum. When are those seasons in effect? And I want to be in before those seasons, of course. INDO is another low float oil stock that I always kind of look back at. I remember that thing ripped the first time, and I did have profits, but my profits came after this big rip. My profits came in this section right here. When it was around like 18, $20, got a couple of good nice trades in there. But yeah, I always look back at that one as well. SIVB got a buyout. Let's see, by First Citizens. Okay. Opioid, the Narcan news with EBS. We saw EBS come up. Well, actually, we saw a gap up the other day to 1070, and it came back down to the nines. And then the very next day, it popped from 950 up to 1070 again. But if we look at the overall, it does have quite a bit of a downtrend. I don't know how. I haven't seen any more news for the Narcan, but you know, it could go either way. And then for the last one was the trade that I did yesterday, SCYX, and I don't know how that one's gonna go. It came up to a gap fill level, but here on the daily chart we have this nice little level of resistance that is sitting under right here at the three, right almost at the $3, but that isn't even the gap fill. The gap fill is at 310, and I don't think it touched oops, I don't think it touched 310 at all yet. So that's the gap fill level that I'm expecting to see some harsh resistance there, with it not being able to break it on a day with so much volume. When that volume comes in, I'm expecting this thing to get on through those highs on the day with the volume. That's when the volatility, I'm looking for it to carry it through. But now on today, it's only got what? Not even a million shares traded in pre-market. It kind of, I'm like, I don't know. This second day may not be the punch through day. Now it may, it could go either way, but it's more likely if something is good, the volume's going to carry it through those resistance levels. So that kind of, you know, the way it's moving today, it kind of deters me from that one. But anyway, let's look back over here on the scans. Let me read some of the chat as well. Let's see. I want to buy some BRDS today for higher highs next week. Now I saw BRDS. It had quite a bit of volume one of the previous days that I saw it trading. I think Rooster was trading BRDS as well as it was ripping. I think it was on this day, March 29th. Yeah, it ripped from 22 up to 20, 29, 30-ish I said dollars, 30 cents. But yeah, it was definitely receiving a lot of volume on those days. Let me see what else. BRDS today for higher highs next week. That's all I'm interested in. Maybe PYXS will rip today. PYXS, where is it? PYXS. Um Oh yeah, this was one that was going up yesterday. We saw this one too, and I was like, man, this thing needs to fail, fail, fail for me to take any do anything with SCYX. It was just taking all of the attention, but SCYX still had the most volume under VWAP. So I was looking for volume in a dip is what I was looking for. So I continued to see SCYX have a million shares, 2 million shares, 3 million shares in under the VWAP. So I'm like, okay, somebody's either accumulating for a reverse or they're accumulating to take it lower. And then the other thing that in my mind said, okay, this one could probably go up is the catalyst that it had about the fungus. So of course the fungus is going to bring fear. And I'm like, okay, if there is fear in this thing and it's receiving volume on the low end towards its low support levels, I'm going to do a play on this one just in case there's one scaredy cat buyer or one scaredy cat short or seller that wants to remove a position for a quick bounce up. And that's what we got yesterday. There was a scaredy cat in there around the 250, right around that 250 level. It continued to get bought up, continued to find wicks down there, especially on the 15 minute. You can see it clearly here. Continue to find that buying pressure. And I was like, okay, this is our danger range for shorts. So we got from the 241, and I didn't buy until after this long wick here. We had from the 242, and it continued to return to this level here of the 255-ish. And I just saw it, and I was like, okay, if this thing starts to make a new high, the shorts are gonna get scared. And what did it do? It made that new high. I had already got in by this time. I got in on this red candle right here, and it did a pop up, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks good." So I took a little bit of volume, took a little bit there, and then it came back down and retested this level, and then it went back up to this same level. And I was like, "Ooh, I hope this isn't a double top or something like that." And so I took a little bit more, and it just continued up. So there was some scaredy cats in there, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to get into the best position for a scaredy cat to be captured, basically, or not a scaredy cat, but someone to be in a very bad position, going the opposite direction. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what we saw. That fear, those shorts getting up off that thing, and it moved from 257, my entry, all the way up to 297. Man, I left some money on the table. But of course, it did have some slam downs. It was a little bit higher float, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Let's see. So, oh my goodness, I just did all that and y'all wasn't even on the screen. Well, whatever. We'll talk through it. I mean, you pretty much got the audio, got in here, and got the ride. But PYXS, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Pally has definitely got the attention right now. Maybe like you said, BRDS. And I've been seeing a couple of penny stock movers that just receive a crazy amount of volume every week. I think one is TRAK or TRKD or something like that. It's always getting a bunch of volume. BRDS was one from this week. Um, but I don't know if risk analysis. If you have a set of parameters for trading penny stocks, hey, go for it. If you can get a nice 2-3 cent gainer and you take some good size, it could be a nice thing. And then sometimes people wait, like on BRDS, they'll give it a couple of days, let the volume kind of go down on it, and buy those lows, especially if it has catalyst. Now I don't know if BRDS had catalyst, um, but let me see. BRDS Global Board as Swiss RE American Chairman. So they added to the board of directors Kodiak Sciences. Yeah, that was the one, Lori. TRKA. Let me see. Yeah, Rudy definitely bought a great price on that freaking BRB. He bought it at 22 cents, around 22 cents. So he may still be holding his shares. Lori says UUU is going up. Great setup in oil sector. Let me look at UUU. UUUU. Okay. Yes, so it definitely has a nice uptrend off of this what is this previous support level of what, five, almost 550s, and then it came down to this 490 level again. So yeah, definitely looking like it's going to exit upward there over the 550. So yeah, very nice setup there. Let me see. You bought some 15. He bought traded it when it had momentum. Yep. BRDS has huge insider buying. Let me look at BRDS insiders. What BRDS? Ben was showing me another website to see the book orders. Let me see if I can remember what the name of that was. It was yes. So Ben was showing me something called OpenInsider.com. That's what it was. OpenInsider.com, where you can actually see the insider trends or yeah, insider transactions on specific stocks. So I don't know if y'all ever checked this one out, but is this one this one is very interesting. I played around with it very briefly, but I probably use it more in the future. But yeah, there's plenty of filings and stuff you can check out here. Plenty of criteria and things that you can set in here to see the stocks that you're looking for and see those insider transactions there. But yeah, that's a great resource. I probably add it to one my website list that I look at every day. But yeah, for now though, I think Polly's going to lead the way into the Friday, and so we'll see what that wants to do. But oh, let me drop that link in there, Insider. I drop it into the chat here, insider.com. Now this does say not secure website or whatever. So if this ever pops up and asks for passwords or whatever, something like that, I probably wouldn't put it in there because it's not HPP TS or HT. Oh my gosh, HT. Am I retarded? Whatever, not a secure site. But anyway, it's definitely got some good information out here. Let me drop that into the chat though. HTTPS. I saw it in my head. I just could not say it out loud. All right. But yeah. So on the scans right now, the top five that I see above $2: Poly, Tesla, Verizon, iTub, and FRC, which has that investigation going on in them right now. So I'm wondering, is FRC gonna pull like a little halt or something like the other one? Because of course, under the investigation, we'll see what they come up with why those executives were selling massive share sizes. Let's see what else is out here. PYXS, only a million traded. Is there any news on the top volume movers? Not really. NIO. Okay, so there's a market open. Poly is gonna probably be a great short on this morning. Um, I would say if anybody's gonna be entering this, they'll be entering this above the 340. If they can get over this 345, I'm thinking shorts are gonna want to enter that. Can we get that 345 up there though is the question. Can we get that quick push before it goes down? Or did these people already take the best entry during pre-market? Can we see that thing pop up just a little bit? I bet the shorts got limit orders all up here above 350. But they may be too late here in the open. Of course, you know, this is the first candle, so we don't know what it's gonna do. But I mean, if you got somebody that only trades intraday with a lot of capital, they're like, man, I want to see this thing back up to 350 and get my shares in. You could see a push here, But we'll see if they can overcome the shorts that are already in from the 375s. We will see. Anyway, let's wait. Let's look at the SPY going kind of flat. PYXS giving up the ghost, of course, had no catalyst, no reason to be up. SCYX, I'm gonna leave this one for today. It's only got 1 million shares traded. I like to see it below VWAP, and it's kind of very tight in here as well. It may go up, but I'm just not interested. I'm good. I will keep my green on the week. Poly, can you revisit the 350 level for the shorts to get their entry? So we got this resistance 350 right here. That's what we want to see it crack into for a short entry. And I'm pretty sure if it gets over this level, we're going to see a nice pop down. But it's struggling right now already. Need to get some buyers trapped in here long though. 32s, 33s. We saw a couple of stocks do these types of moves this week as well. They come out and they absolutely die. I think VHC was one that did that. It came out and it died. Like it was up here at 250 and now it's down at 139 and continuing down. We saw a couple of these stocks do that this week. And I thought VHC may hold up. It had a little bit of catalyst, but the catalyst was that they put out a dividend to of $1 or something like that. And I guess people just wasn't going. And me and Rooster were talking we were talking in Discord about why this drop came after they did this dividend. I was like, they probably they needed money to pay for the dividend, so they just shorted against their own stock to make money to pay the dividend. But that was just all in fun. That may not be the actual reason, but yeah, that definitely died. Poly coming up to this 350 level, entering another time for those intraday shorts to get in above 350. Let's see if it can get up there. Let's go. Get that 350. And so at this point, if it crosses the 350, I would say that top side would be the risk here. So about 25 cents of risk for shorts entering over 50. And they could just stop out if it goes higher, but that's risk management. Looking at that low risk trade, especially with no reasoning to be up. So let's see this big fail come. Let's see it crack that 50 here. And the longs are like, oh my goodness, it's over VWAP. Let's buy. They're going to get that work. Because if I'm shorting, I'm only shorting above VWAP. I'm only buying long below VWAP. I'm buying low and I'm selling high. Or I'm selling high and I'm covering low. But finding a little bit of weakness. I mean, I guess somebody could have had a starter position right in front of the 350, but 350 is that premium price, premium that only the select few in the pre-market have taken. Just one small little pop is all they need. I guarantee you, there's so many limit orders up here for sales. It's probably gonna pop down hard out of that level. This first 15-minute candle, though, has had 2 million shares traded on it. Okay, wow. Look at S. Wow. Well, that's what I was talking about. SC, look at that dump. from the 305 back down here to the 280s that quick. Look at that. Wow. I literally just looked at this and I said it's going up, but I'm not going to mess with that because one, look at this competition on the day. I don't trade stocks that are getting their volume doubled or tripled on the day. They got to compete. Poly right here has 8 million shares on the board. This one has what? 2 million shares. So is it doubling it? Yes. Is it tripling it? Yes. I'm not trading that. Not for a day trade. No siree. Poly, man, you almost got to the 350. You almost got to the premium price and you had your big fail. I knew it was coming, but I knew that these folks right here, if you were already into this position at the 75 and you bought another position at 350, well, then your average becomes maybe like the midpoint of this, maybe 360s, something like that. And if it stays out of this level here, you're safe. You're safe today. And also, looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see that it already had the momentum started from pre-market. A nice little drop down. And the question is, can it break the 302s? So these people took the premium position here during pre-market. And of course, it did give the intraday a little bit of a chance to enter right around almost the 350 level, which isn't a horrible level, but just not the premium, not the best for the shorts. So we'll see what that wants to do. We've seen a couple of dips. SPY coming back up to the 405s right now. PYXS continuing to do its thing. Lori said VHC lost a lawsuit with Apple. What? Lost a lawsuit with Apple? Hold up. That's why they died? Hold up. That wait a minute. Why didn't they say that? What? Where? Let me look back up here. Oh, yeah. Here it is. See, Lori, I sometimes I be reading in depth, but if I'm not interested in a stock, I just don't dig anymore. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let me see, where was that news just in? Promptly distribute proceeds current litigation with Apple. They should have known. They should have known. They're gonna get cooked. Apple got the lawyers and the judge. Alibaba. Apple wins appeal to uphold U.S. Patent Office decision against Vernex X. So they try to put that dividend out, that dividend news to maybe try to save themselves. I don't know. They're like, oh, we're giving a dividend in, but we're losing our court case. We're gonna have to pay out a lot of money to on those court fees. I don't know. That's crazy. They definitely got dealt with. Let me look back here at the watch list and see what's going on here. SI coming on back up a little bit, but 166. CDIO, not much movement. PLRT, AMAM, Mara coming back, or not really coming back, kind of just trading within a range. Riot at the top of the top. So it had a previous high up here of the 973s for resistance. And so it's definitely under that. I don't know if it's going to do a secondary breakout, but this is a secondary test of the level. Yeah, I guess say the resistance is right there at the 950s. SI, CLSK. Did I have two in here for SI? Let me get rid of this. Okay. GBIO coming back up. Got a little pop off the 450s. This was the one that Moderna had invested in off the 450s there. BAC, come on down, banks. Keep falling. Keep falling. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. Let the banks fall through the floor. Oxy, nice little oil stock going up there. INDO, oh, that's still hot. Okay. EBS going on down now. And this one coming on down. So the daily chart for SCYX is not looking great. Had a pull up, but now, big fail down to the 280s. We'll see what that does. All right, so let's look out here on TOS with the scans. I see GMBD up here with a very low float of 1 million shares. Is up 40%. So GMBD, what's the price on that? 234. And then we have PRTK with 2 million shares, only up 23%. So let me look at PRTK. Oh, what's up? Reliable's in here. Let me see what he's got. Thoughts on AMPS, AMPS. AMPS. We'll look at this. Where's the daily chart for AMPS? Okay, so, and what does AMPS do as well? Let me go to AMPS. Had an interesting earnings report. You got in at 562. AMPS is pretty safe at this level. Lori says, I think you made a good decision. And then Reliable says Arlo is also something to look at as well. ARLO. And let me look at those. You said GMVD dumped. Oh, it did, didn't it? Okay, well, it was on the scans. If it loses too much, it's gonna pop out the scans. Did it even have any kind of catalyst today? Catalyst, G Medical Innovation shares halted on circuit breaker. G Medical Innovations. Oh, they did a pricing of public offering. So that's not good. Let's look into some of these stocks that y'all have called out though. Arlo. Well, let's look at AMPS first. Let's look across the board at AMPS. First of all, what is this company? AMPS, they're located in Connecticut, United States. Utilities, renewable utilities. Okay, so Atlas Power Inc., a clean electrification company, originates, develops, owns, and operates roof, ground, and carport-based photovoltaic solar energy generation and storage systems. The company serves commercial, industrial, public sector, and community solar customers. Altus, oh, was that? Did I say Atlas? Altus Power Inc. was founded in 2020. Oh my gosh, 2013, and is based in Stamford, Connecticut. Okay, so let's look at what they've been doing. I believe that solar is definitely going to get a further push. I don't know if it's going to be solar, or at first I thought it was nuclear, but the more I see people getting solar installed in their houses, I see businesses hooking up their networks to solar. So if the network goes down, they still can work locally, local area network, and still work on their files, save their files, do all that locally. Um, it's just a big thing that I think is going under the radar for right now. Altus Inc. announces fourth quarter full year 2022 financial results. Confirms no exposure to Silicon Valley Bank. Okay, so that's a reason that they probably look very safe. They have no exposure there. Let's see. Definitive agreement. 3 months ago. Revolving credit. So announces closing of 88 of MW of assets. I don't even know. I'm not gonna dig too deep on the stream. I may look at this off stream, but definitely solar. I'm gonna add that to my watch for solar watches. Put that in here. Add a group, and we'll put solar stock, I guess, and we'll put in amp, or was that amp that I just looked at? Yeah, yeah, amp. I think, I think, yeah. AMPS. Okay. And then I want to look at Arlo as well. Well, that's a big jump. Let me look at the statistics, what we got here on Amped before I move on. So yeah, it's down over the year, but that doesn't matter. No dividend on this one. Operating cash flow, 30 million in operating cash flow. Levered free cash flow, negative 7. Look over here, historical data. Currency in the US. Whoa. Stock splits. No kind of stock splits in its history. Has it ever paid out dividends? Nope. Capital gain. Okay, financials. Total revenue. December 2021, we got 71,000. Then 2020, it did go down some, but that was probably because of wood power expensive have gone down. Well, I guess during the pandemic, people wasn't just buying solar panels, although that probably would have been a good investment if we did go into like a zombie apocalypse. You know, you still got that power. But okay. Net interest income, basic average shares, diluted EPS. I want to go to normalized income. So normalized income on 2021 was negative 2,480, and then in 2022 we're positive 7,534. So that's quite of an improvement from 2020. Well, whoa. No, this is 2020. My bad. This is 2021. This is the most recent. So I was reading that wrong. We did drop off a little bit. Of course, that's why we probably see that price action reflecting that. But, you know, right now in that dip where it is, where'd it go? AM. I just typed that wrong. AMPS. Right now in this dip, it came down here with 432 as the lows. Draw support. And it has dipped here into almost a $5. We'll see what it if it holds this support. But has an all-time, well, is that all-time lows for it? AMPS. Is that all-time lows? Yeah, that looks like all-time lows 426. Looking over here on Street Smart. Looking over here on TOS. So I don't know if this was a head and shoulders like this 8, then it went up to 14. If that's a head and shoulder, that's a huge head and shoulders right there. But I like it towards this support though. Low risk, you're buying low. And also solar power isn't going anywhere. I see more and more. And actually they're building here in Mississippi, they're building a farm solar panel farm outside of Clinton, Mississippi. So I'm seeing these things come into fruition, and they're being able to supply, take away the percentage of energy that comes from another source, maybe oil or whatever, and being able to just sit out in the sun, use that clean solar energy. But anyway, let's look at Arlo. Poly's back up to the 350s. Is it going to give the shorts a secondary chance to enter 350? And remember, this is why I wait for that first hour to play out. You never know what these things are going to do, but it's re-entering that premium area for those shorts. Let's see if they can get that 350 break. This is the second time coming up here. And while that's going, well, I guess we can watch this. It's pretty exciting to see the shorts absolutely kill the longs. Destroy them. Poly is in the number 2 slot now on the top 10. Tesla is the only thing that's over it with 16 million shares, but they're still competing. I like it. Um, what else is making its way? AMD number 3 spot. MU is number 4. NIO is number 5. So let's go over here to Poly. Poly came back up here to the 350s again, and just pausing right there. I hope that it breaks through here, and so the shorts can get their entry, so this thing can go on down. Because I hate seeing stocks up that aren't worth what they're doing. And this Poly has a history of giving or absolutely flooding down after it has a gainer day or a gap up or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's look at Arlo while this thing is deciding what it wants to do. Okay, Arlo. Let's jump out and see what you are. Arlo Technologies, based out of California, building products and equipment. Okay, this is a lot to read, so I'm not going to read all of it. Let's see, their cloud-based platform in the Americas, Europe, and Middle East, Africa. So there are a lot of places. Right, camera for monitoring remote areas. Arlo Go 2. Let's see, wire-free floodlight camera, Ultra 2. So they got a couple of things for security-based things, smoke detectors, smoke alarms, and things like that. Okay, so let's go look at their charting here. Arlo. Let's look at their daily chart. So Arlo had lows here at the 365s and has reclaimed previous levels of consolidation. So this $5 was a nice little reclaim from back here. Of course, it's been above 5 before. But let's see, that low was down here at 293. So really, I mean, with the range that it's showing, I don't think it's just completely unsafe. You know, this isn't a crazy thing. And then this is, you can actually manage your risk pretty well, because if you're risking, let's say, $1 per share from here, let's see, 5.9, well, it's almost up to $6. And it looks like it's might go for a break at some point. What's the volume on this thing? I don't even know what the daily volume's looking like. Let me add a volume, study volume. Okay. All right, so let's look at the volume here. So we got a couple of days. What's the max? So 9 million on that day. About I need to zoom in some. About 4 million? That doesn't look right. Am I tripping? That thing said 4 million. Okay, 27 million. I was about to say I am hard tripping. So 9 million, 27 million, then around 14 million. So somebody's accumulating down here, but I don't know if they're, I don't know what their play is. Maybe they're playing for, I don't know. I would have to look back, I guess, into the financials on this one back a couple of years to see what they were doing. This was 2020, and of course, it would have went up this at this time because people were staying in their houses more instead of going out, and so they would have been more worried about private properties and security. Then it came down and went back up in 2022 again, and then came back down here. So I don't know. I mean, this makes sense on 2020 why it will be going up, but I don't know the psychology behind the move now. We'll have to see. You know, it's one of those wait and see ones. For that one. Let me see. Oh, it finally broke the 350 by like an inch. It reached the premium and came right back down on Poly. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy how you could just tell when the shorts want to attack, when the best price? And that's the thing that I want to change my trading, because when I was first trading, I was like, okay, let me just focus on getting a profit, right? Just making a profit. But then I was like, hold up. What about where's the best? Where's the lowest risk? Where's the money at? Where are the people that are making the best decisions, making all the money from? That if I can start getting into those positions, whether I'm taking all of the profit or some of the profit, if I can start finding those spots to execute, that's what I want to get into. And so that's what I've been really focused on in my trading, just to improve. Because a lot of times, when I was trading a whole lot and I was taking a whole lot of trades, all of them were like D and F setups. And when I started realizing what an A plus setup was, I was like, wow, these people that are making all this money, whether it's low floats, mid caps, whatever, they are taking the best positioning. And they're saying, okay, if this idea or if this thesis is good, I won't have to wait long in this position. It's gonna go. So that's what I've been thinking about. Oh, PYXS. Are we buying the dip or no? Are we going for this dip or no? I'm not. I mean, if you want to, it's death. Look at that dip there. $6 down here to the four. And this, I don't know how many days we've seen this week. Seeing huge fall offs in these stocks that have no reasoning to be up. They may be low flow, they may be, but they have no catalyst, they have no idea behind them, they have no thesis supporting their move. And so this is what we see. If you're gonna short, look for things that have no reasoning to be going up. You will win. Same thing with Poly. You're gonna win. That's what shorts do. They look for things that are overvalued, overbought to crush. They have no idea behind it. But anyway, that is being buried. It's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta get ready for my meeting today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me read the rest of these chats real quick. Amps pretty safe level. Arlo GMVD dumped. Lori's looking at VORB for a possible dead cat bounce. And then Lori, why is Toro moving? Toro Toro up 20%. What did Toro have catalyst high earlier this week? Toro, not seeing any news on it today. Again, this is one of those no news, YOLO type plays. I wouldn't mess with that. Plus, look at the volume. It's not even in the competition on the day. It's only got 1 million shares. I'm expecting that one to get killed too. What else? Toro. Let's jump over here to the scan real quick. So right now, before I go off, we've got Poly, GMVD, CHSN. These are lower volume though, not really competing with Poly. Tesla in the top 10. Poly, AMD, IONQ. All of these are higher floats, and we can see the lower floats, Poly and PYXS, just really not getting that play on the day. Tesla really taking the reins on this Friday. With things under $2 though, there is one stock down here that popped up for me, which is AULT. It's only 11 cents. That's gonna have a very small range. Let me see, does it have any news on it or something for this Friday? Looks like it's got a history. Well, that's back in 2021, but definitely some pops there. I don't know if that's due to splits or whatever. But they're doing a buyback of 333 million shares, common stock at 15 cents per share. Okay, whatever. Okay, well, that's it for me today. I got to get to this meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be back on Monday morning. And like you can join us in the Discord. That's where we talk if we're going to be talking outside of streaming. Let me get that Discord link here. Trade analysis is where we usually hang out. Now we got a couple of rooms in the Discord, but trade analysis is where me, Rudy, and a couple other folks live. So we be in there. Donnell, all us be in there. deep talking about these stocks. So let's see, invite. Okay. And here's that link right there in the Discord if you want to be a part. And during the day, a lot of times I'm not able to stream, but I am able to trade. And so the Discord is a great way for me to like let you guys know like what's and the reason that we have the Discord is not to be um blindly throwing out prices and ranges. We want to know, hey, what's the thesis behind this trade? Why would this want to go back up? Is there a thesis? What environment are we in? What is the competition on the day? Where the like Rudy likes to say a lot. There, it's a voting system. Where are the votes at? Because even if you have a bunch of big money in one ticker, if it's just it's not as many people coming to that ticker, it don't matter. I mean, yeah, you got a big vote, but it's not moving because there's nobody over here. Where is this? A lot of times I say is where's the stupidity? Because the more people that you have there, not everybody is a genius. So where's the stupidity? Where is the stupidity and the range? Where's a lot of range, a lot of opportunity? Where are dreams made, born, and crushed? That's what we're looking for. The fear spots, the places where people are they just have a overstimulation of emotion in a stock. That's what we're looking for. But that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, that's it for today. Oh, I gotta get out of here. All right. All right. So y'all have a great day. A green week for me. Closing out this week. See y'all next week. If you're gonna continue trading, be careful, be safe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.